So I remember that day we went. Because
the next day, or how long did you
after around 3 or 4 days, because we had even agreed on the price, everything we had agreed on it. So it was just a matter of going to the ground, have a look at the land, and then I take over from there myself, just to do the necessary things which need to be done. That is what search. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us to now.
So we went on the ground. We reached there, and then I saw the land, and he gave me some documents. Allotment. We used to call allotment letters for the land. Then I told him that before that land is like as one big title deed. Yeah. And since I was also consulting my friend here, the broker, so everything was like, it's okay, don't worry, things are done that way. Yeah. So that's the reason why I didn't like personally go to do the search as an individual. So I had to use him, and I trusted him so much. So I didn't have any problem with him. And later, even when I was there, I was building my house. He started also selling the same plots to other people. Yes, or even some of my friends.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Karibuni once again to our Shamba Stories edition. My name is Rosa Wayodi from Roaki Properties. Today we are having another story yet again for you to learn from. Remember that we are bringing these stories, different ways that if you are looking to invest in property, these are stories that you need to hear. Or if you know somebody who is looking to invest, these are stories that are good for them to hear so that they can be safe when they are doing their investment. I have a great honor to introduce our guest today. I will let him say his name and what he does.
Thank you very much. My name is Anaklet Musembi.
How are you, Anaklet?
I'm very fine.
Karibu to Shamba Stories.
Thanks a lot for hosting me.
Yes. And we're also grateful for you to agree to share your experience.
Yes, I'll do that.
So what do you do?
I do so many things at the moment. Now I do fencing. I also do little construction and many other things.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. So you are very familiar with these vacant land things. Mashamba, you're exposed to mambo ya mashamba, especially because construction, fencing, you get in touch with a lot of people who own property.
Very true. Okay. I'm so exposed to that. I mean, with so many people, but also as an individual, I've gone through a lot while purchasing a land. So,
and that is the reason we are here today.
Thanks, yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your story. Like, where does it start from?
Let's start by saying that, first of all, I'm married.
Oh, okay.
He has a wife, and I have children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Yes, and as a man, when I was young, I was thinking of owning something, owning a property.
Yes.
And I worked hard to get some money so that I can buy a plot to do a house for my family. And one time, when I felt like I had enough money to do that, I started searching for a land. I got one, I bought it, and things went bad. Let me say that. It went bad.
Okay. So let's just take a step by step. So this was a dream of yours. Because of your family, you wanted to buy a property and just put up something for them.
Of course, yes.
So let us just start from the beginning. Once you had saved enough money, as you're saying, that you worked hard towards saving this money for the property.
Yes.
So how did you now narrow down to say that I'm buying this property?
So what happened was that actually it was a dream which was in my mind. And I started looking for a land to buy through friends, through advertisements, and through any means, because I had cash at hand that time. So I remember I talked with so many people. Others were offering land at high prices. But one time I remember I was in the city center just walking, and I saw a company which had advertised that they were selling land.
On what platform had they advertised?
I think it was a billboard.
Oh.
A billboard. And
in the city center, Nairobi?
Yes, in the city center, Nairobi. And they had an office. So what I did was that I decided that let me just go into the office and just find out what they are selling, where they have land. When I got in, I met the owner. And at that time, he had so many lands all over Nairobi. But my interest was in Syokimau.
Okay.
So I told him that if I can get something in Syokimau. But the good thing was that, the land was going at a very good price as compared to the land around. So what I did was that I requested him to go with him to the place.
This very day that you had gone to his office?
Not the same day. So we agreed on the day we can meet in Syokimau so that we can have a look at the land.
Okay, so when you saw the billboard, went to his office, when he was showing you the different shambas that he has all over Nairobi, what was there? Were there brochures or maps?
They were present brochures and maps of the areas. Yeah, everything was okay. It was okay.
So when you said you're interested in Syokimau, and you say that you agreed on another day to go and see, what did you see of the Syokimau land? Was there a map? What was there?
Actually, yeah, at that time in the office, there was a land which was well marked, which he was selling, and it had so many plots inside. So it was, yes. I don't know, what do you mean by a map? A map, it means a
like
drawing.
Yeah, the drawings that show plots.
Yes, they were there, yeah. They were there, yeah. They were there. And all the measurements, everything was there. So what we did, what was remaining was just go physically to the land itself, and have a look. So I remember that day we went. Because
or how long did it?
After around 3 or 4 days, because we had even agreed on the price, everything we had agreed on it. So it was just a matter of going to the ground, have a look at the land, and then I take over from there myself, just to do the necessary things which need to be done. That is search. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us to now.
So we went on the ground. We reached there, and then I saw the land, and he gave me some documents. Allotment. We used to call allotment letters for the land. Then I told him that before I make any payment, I want to do what at that time called a due process to me. According to me, was a due process. I want just to find out whether the land is genuine. So what I did was that I had another guy also who sells land, and I called him. I told him that there's somewhere there's a land which is being sold, but since I am not familiar with the issues of land, can you assist me in doing the search? Yeah, to see whether this is genuine. So he's not a surveyor. He's just a person who deals with lands.
Okay, like a broker. Or how
he's a broker. That's the right word. He's a broker. So I give him all the documents.
Which is the allotment? A copy of the allotment
yes, letter. A copy of the allotment letter. I gave it to him, and he told me that he'll go he'll do the search. I paid everything. I paid him to go and pay to do the search because he's a guy whom I really trusted. Yes, and he went. So after around 2 days, he called me, told me, the land is okay. Yes, you can go ahead and buy it. But before that, he told me that I want also to come and have a look at the land. And he told me also that he wants to go and see the owner who is selling the land. So I took him to the office, and I also came with him to the ground. Yeah, and he told me that is okay. Yeah? And actually, something funny, even later, he started selling the same plots around that place. Yeah. So I don't know.
So it's like he got a connection.
Actually, it's like I connected him now to
the one who was now selling here.
To the one who was selling the land. Yeah, and then I paid. I was given a certificate.
So you wait. First of all, so you did what you did. you did due diligence according to how you thought it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So when he said, when you gave him the search, did he bring back a search document? Like when he said Shamba iko sawa, like he's checked after the 2 days he had gone to do.
No, actually, I think he's a guy I trusted so much. I think we are operating on trust. He's somebody I was very sure that he, of course, he'll give me the right information. So being sure of that, I didn't want to question him a lot, you know. Once he told me that, you know, this land is okay. Yeah? For me, that was enough. Okay. So he told me that, you know, this land has what is known as a mother title. So these people, he's very sure that they will process now these small title deeds later. So he told me that go and pay it, you know, it is okay.
So,
yeah.
So I want us to go to where now you made the payment. But before that, I just wanted to mention, actually, when you apply for search, or to do your independent search, or you send somebody, they're supposed to bring back a certificate of official search. So I just wanted to mention that, just in case I forget.
Okay.
So you went with him, and he's given tick, tick, tick.
Yes, tick, tick.
So did you do a sale agreement with the owner now?
Well, yes, we did a sale agreement.
Was it overseen by a lawyer?
No. It was just between me and him. And now my broker, who is now was the witness. Yes, we did that. Yeah, and he told me now you can go ahead and start doing whatever you want to do in the land. But later we'll process the title deeds. Yes, that's what he told me.
Okay.
Yes, so what I did was that after getting my plot, because I had some money we can save there.
What was the size of the plot?
It was 50 by 100.
Okay.
Yeah. So since I saved some money, I started building a house.
So they did not, like after you did the sale agreement and you paid the money, they just said you can occupy immediately?
Yes. He told me that. I can continue with using the land, but in future, of course, they'll do the processing of individual title deeds, because that land is like as one big title deed. Yeah. And since I was also consulting my friend here, the broker, so everything was like, it's okay, don't worry, you know, things are done that way. Yeah. So that's the reason why I didn't personally go to do the search as an individual. So I had to use him, and I trusted him so much. So I didn't have any problem with him. And later, even when I was there, I was building my house. He started also selling the same plots to other people. Yes, or even some of my friends. Yes.
Wow, even some of your friends.
Yes.
Of course, who became confident
because I was there, and this guy is a good friend of mine. Yes.
Anyway, so tell us now. You started.
So after that, I started construction, and I finished the house, and we were none of us there actually. Other people also done their houses. So then after some time, I occupied my house. Yeah, so I remember one day I was at work, and there was rumors that, you know, there are some people who are giving some notices of that land, saying that, you know, this land you are occupying does not belong to you people. It's like you have grabbed the land. It belongs to the Kenya Airport Authority.
And how long had you lived in your house?
Around 8 months.
And how long had it taken you to do construction?
Well, yeah, it was not a long time. I think around 6 months.
So safe to say, like
1 year
after you met.
Yes.
Okay.
After I've done everything. Yes. So, and so there were rumors that, you know, there were people who are giving notices about that land. Yeah, and you know, we were ignoring that. You know, we were like, you know, because the other thing was, the confidence was that we were so many of us around that place, so many of us. So there's no way we would have believed that somebody would give a notice. And again, also, why would somebody wait until we do the houses? And then after we have done all the houses, now they have to give notices. What were they waiting for all that time? So we had that confidence in us that, you know, there was no problem. But now,
the numbers and even the design of houses.
Yes.
Yes.
So it was like, no. But there was still, my conscience was somehow affected.
Now you are like,
you
are feeling uneasy.
Yes, I was wondering what is wrong? What is wrong? What's happening? Yeah, was I conned? But still, the confidence was like, still, we are many. So if we are conned, then we'll fight. Yeah. So one day I was working, and I received a call from my young brother, who was at that time was I was staying with him. And I was staying with him with my son. My wife was working outside Nairobi. Yeah, oh yeah, I think she was back. Yeah, she was back at that time. So I got a call, and he said there are tractors which are on the site there.
Oh, bulldozers.
Yes, bulldozers. Yeah, who are like they have started demolishing houses. And I was like, are you serious? I couldn't like believe whether what he was talking about was true. Yeah. So I went to request for permission from where I was working, and rush back home.
If I may stop you, kidogo, how long was this after the notices had been passed around?
Well, there were some rumors, it was not something which was very clear. Even some of us had not even seen the notices.
But from the time you heard about the notices?
Yeah. It was something which was sort of, let me call it rumors. Yeah, it was even some few months back, there were still rumors where there are some notices somewhere, people are saying this land does not belong to you, those kind of rumors. Yeah. But I've never even seen a notice physically, Yeah. But those rumors were just sort of going round.
So the rumors had been circulating for like a few months?
Of course, yes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yes, they've been there, yeah. So, but physically just seeing any notice, yes. It was not there, yeah. So I come back and when at site, they are real bulldozers. They are just around all that place, and they have started doing the work, demolishing the houses. And it was really bad. It was really one of the bad experiences I've ever gone through in my life. Because you have kids, you have children, you are staying there, and nobody even has prepared you that they are coming, so that you can also maybe rescue some of your things there, And again, now there's no a real notice which is there. You can just which has been given to you, showing that this land does not belong to you. Yeah, and these guys are continuing. They are doing it. They're demolishing the houses. Yeah, it was very bad. It was a bad thing, very bad experience for me. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you try? Did you start packing?
So what? Because now it was real. It was not a joke. So it was real. They are doing it. They're demolishing houses. So we try to rescue some of the things which are movable. Like seats. And clothes and everything. Yeah, we removed them outside the houses and just put them somewhere. Yeah, and we were still that staring at those people as they do the demolition. They just did the demolition. That's also. Yeah, there were a lot of fighting around there, throwing of stones. So many things happened that day. Yeah, but they never stopped. There was a heavy presence of the security. Yeah, so they were able to do what they wanted to do, and they finished. And we were told to move from that place. Yeah. Yeah. So so bad. Yeah.
Let me ask. When you started hearing, you're saying you never saw
any physical document notice. Yeah.
But when you had the rumors, I just want to go back to the person who sold to you the company. Had they what was their position on the titling process? Had they made any move
when
towards saying that your titles are in the process or anything?
No, actually, what happened? What happened is that even as we were waiting for that, like for me, I was busy, just making sure that I do at home, and since I was convinced that we'll get the title deeds,
Yes.
So I was not like pushing for that at that time. Yeah, but you see now when that things happened, demolition, the guy disappeared even in the office.
The office even in town.
Yeah. They disappeared. Couldn't get them at that time. Yeah, and we were like looking for them, and we couldn't get them. Yeah. So now immediately after that, now we need to move out of that place. Look for a house. And settle fast. Because you have things you have to put in a house. Yeah, so that now we can now go back and just now look for that guy. He was nowhere to be seen. And of course, some people contacted him, but they couldn't get in touch with him. And he was also in denial, He was also felt like he was affected like us also. Yeah, the land is genuine. He acquired his land in the right way, So there was a lot of stories, Yeah, it's my land. I don't know why these people are doing that, politics or everything, He brings other things inside, politics and what. But it's like he's still promising that, no, we have to fight for this thing, Yeah.
And what about your friend who had checked out the land for you?
No, I mean, now he's my friend now. You know, for him also he had benefited a lot because he had sold so many plots in the same place. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, for him, I don't know. He could do nothing about it himself. So, yeah, because he's not the one who received money from me. Yeah, actually, it's like I'm the one who introduced him to that guy. You know, but also I think there's none way there was also connection because they also he sells land. So it's like somehow. They might have been knowing each other in one way or another. Yeah. For him, he just lost, he disappeared from the hair, yeah. So he just disappeared.
You didn't get to question him like, Shamba iko sawa, sasa what is this?
Of course, yeah. We did all that, all kind of things, yeah, questioning people. Yeah. But you see, at the end of the day, you know, everybody will tell you that, you know, I mean, they are even themselves. Yeah. They are affected because, you know, they bought that land at a lot of money. So even like it's there. You are complaining, you are just losing this. What about us who are, you know? So it became very complicated thing. Yeah, very complicated. So that you know, and again now they also assisted for us just to get lawyers and everything. Yeah, to set a case. Yeah, and also it was looking bright. You know, when the case is being listened, you know, it's looking like, you know, actually those guys are right. The owners of the land. Are the ones who are right, you know. Yeah, so it's like they are being harassed, you know. So it was something which was, you could not understand it clearly, you know.
So has the case come to a conclusion?
After 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, which was a long time, you know, until some people died, others disappeared, you know. You know, yes, but we lost the case.
Oh.
Yes, after 10 years, which is a long time. So that now you just going back again just to start also dealing with the person who sold the land to you directly. It's very difficult. Yeah. It was, I mean, it couldn't make any sense. Yeah. And most of the people, you know, even the people who were in that time, most of them died, you know. Others disappeared, others got sick, you know. Yeah, others were.
Even the experience.
Yes. People died from that experience because some people had even done very big investments.
Yes.
Me and just done a house of 4-bedroom, but people had done very big houses. Who had dug boreholes, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
And again, also people had also gotten loans from the bank. So the question was like, how come that, you know, you can still get a loan from a bank when there's a lot of due diligence? A bank does a due diligence. Right. How comes? Yeah. So there was also a story that, you know, there was later I learned that there was a replacement of the title deed at the land. There was a fake title deed which was done, you know, which, you know, and the original was sort of pulled out. Another one was replaced so that people, when they do a search, they'll see that, you know, this land is genuine. So there are so many stories, so many stories around that issue.
So what did you learn from that process? Have you owned another property after that?
Of course, yeah. I thank God that I managed to get another plot. Although it wasn't easy for me because I had also to really work hard. But this time I had to really make sure that, you know, I do what's supposed to be done.
What lessons did you learn that now you applied on this other second time?
One thing I learned was this, that first of all, when you get a land to buy, it's very, very important to get a land surveyor to go at site and have a look at it and see whether it's, first of all, it is in where it is indicated. It is there. The other thing also I've learned also, which is very a serious thing, is the price. When you're buying a land, you have to also be sensitive about the offering you're being given. There are some offers which are not genuine because, you know, when like your neighbor has bought a plot at like 3 million, and somebody is giving it 1 million, and they are in the same area. How comes? You know, so that's something I learned also. Yeah. The other thing I learned was all the transaction should be done through a lawyer. There should be a lawyer there. And the good thing also nowadays, there's a board now which is sitting in like in counties which sit maybe every month, where I understand that, you know, you can go to that land board and also with the seller. You sit there and then also agree, you know, and
that's for transfer. When you're doing transfer.
When you transfer, yeah. So and again also I can't. For me, I decided I'll never buy a land without a physical title deed, bearing the name of the seller. That I cannot. I'll never do that, and I have to do a search. And also, even my search nowadays, I prefer doing it through a lawyer, not even myself. Yes, yeah. I rather pay a lawyer to do the search for me than just going to do it myself. Yes, and all the transaction which I do, I'll pay the lawyer to pay the person who's saying the land. Yeah.
Because what you're saying is right, because there's something that, and it's something that even in us telling these stories is to bring that sensitization to Kenyans. Number one, paying a small fee, you're saying to the lawyer or to a land surveyor to check out the property, it can save a lot of grief. But people don't, like when you go to a lawyer, they tell you, okay, maybe to do a search is this, they quote for you maybe 10,000 or 10,000, 15,000 or whatever. You are like, I know.
A lot of money, yeah.
So there's something you talked about, trust, that a lot of people invested because of seeing you there.
Yes, true.
But in saying these stories, what you're trying to also just tell people is, even if it's your mom, you know, or somebody that, because your mom could have like maybe carried a burden with that shamba that they don't know about. It's just good to do what you're saying, what you learned even when you're going to invest in the next property, just to do things the proper way. It may take a longer time, but it can save you. And then also there's this thing that I noticed when we started the story. You say you had really worked hard and you had saved money and you had ready cash. Do you feel like maybe sometimes when you have the money ready, you feel a pressure to quickly invest because you feel like you might misuse the money? Do you think that did you experience something like that?
Of course, yeah. You don't want to keep that money for a long time. And sometimes when you fall into a very good deal, you are very quick to just to go ahead and just do any transaction. So long as the deal is good, and you have a cash. And one thing I've noticed, as I've said earlier, is that you know these good deals sometimes have a lot of questions. Anytime you go somewhere and people are selling something at a very low price, you have to question yourselves. So many questions have to come.
That's a very good point that you have raised, because you will be offered shamba at a way cheaper price and you're like, it's your bahati yako. But really, is there something like that? No, the price of the land is the price of the land. Okay, Musembi, we are so grateful for you sharing your story. Yeah, there are so many points to pick out. There's that one that we've said, when you have cash and you feel like you don't want to waste it, you develop a sense of urgency. See, now this thing was just running in your mind. That Okitembea town, you saw a billboard, you're like, let me just go to this office.
True.
Which is not bad. Even if you had gone to that office, it's okay. But now when you went there, I think being like, that was your first property, right?
Yes, it was my first one.
Being that maybe it was your first time, you didn't know like what to ask. So these are some of the things that we are bringing to you when you got into an office. It doesn't matter how prestigious the office looks like. When it comes to land, the things to probe are just the same. Just ask for a copy of title deed. If it was an allotment, like in your case, was there name on the allotment in the name of the person who is selling, you know? Because somebody can sell allotment, but are you dealing with the person that has been written there? But also keep in mind that when the title comes out, it will come out in their name first and then they transfer. Ask for a map. Have a surveyor go and check out and tie the title deed to the ground in terms of size and location. Because when you're being told 50 by 100, do you really know what 50 by 100 is? When you're being told your half acre is here, is this the half? There are so many there are millions of half acres in Kenya. There are millions, like even if it's Syokimau, just Syokimau, there are so many quarters. Is this quarter you are being shown, the one on the title? That one it's only a land surveyor who can do. Now, after that, if the land surveyor tells you it's clean, you have to go to a lawyer, like you're saying, have your sale agreements there, and it's the same story. So the people that usually have bad intentions, they just look for a very small loophole, and then they dupe you. But thank you so much for sharing. I know it's not easy. Thank you for sharing your story. I know it's not easy, but in sharing that, so many people are going to benefit.
It's true.
Guys, we have come to the end of our Shamba Stories edition, and we trust that you have listened to the end of the video. This story will benefit you. Even if you're young, maybe you're in your early teens, even if you're young, one day you're going to have enough money to buy property. Please remember the stories that you're airing and the experiences that you're sharing. And if you know somebody, maybe a family member, a brother, a sister, somebody who wants to invest, tell them about the process of due diligence. Have them do what is right. There is no hurry. Just take your time, do the proper thing, and then you'll enjoy your property. We come to you from Roaki Properties. We are land surveyors in real estate. Please go through our website, go through our socials. We have displayed properties there that, of course, we have done due diligence. So please go through the properties, and if you're interested in anyone, you will see a land code there that there's a USSD there that you can use, and you can be connected to the owner. If you have a Shamba story that you would like to share with us, please contact us through shambastories@gmail.com. The email address is going to be displayed here. We would love to come to you and listen to your story, and your story is going to benefit other Kenyans. Thank you.